The Alpha King searched for 3 months. He found his missing Luna lying beside 7 pups she was dying to protect. This is the story of how love became survival, and survival became war. Thorne wakes to emptiness. Again. His hand reaches across the bed before his mind fully registers consciousness. Cold sheets, no warmth, no scent of lavender and rain. 3 months. 92 days since Celeste vanished. He sits up. The sun hasn't risen yet. His bedroom, their bedroom, feels like a mausoleum. Her clothes still hang in the closet. Her books still sit on the nightstand. But she's gone, like she never existed. Except the bond tells him otherwise. That thin golden thread connecting his soul to hers. It's still there, faint, barely a whisper, but present. She's alive. Somewhere, Thorne stands. His reflection in the mirror shows a man unraveling. Dark circles under his eyes, beard unkempt. He's lost weight, stopped eating regularly, stopped sleeping. His wolf claws at his insides, howling, demanding they find her. They've tried. God, they've tried. The pack gathering was supposed to be routine. Celebration of the autumn harvest, 200 wolves, food, music. Celeste at his side, smiling in that quiet way of hers. Then she excused herself, said she needed air. He let her go. That was the last time anyone saw her. No scent trail, no signs of struggle, no body. She simply disappeared. The pack whispered at first, quiet speculation, then louder. Maybe she couldn't handle being Luna. The pressure was too much. She wasn't strong enough. She ran away. Thorne broke 3 jaws over those whispers. His sister Marin thinks differently. She was kidnapped. Someone took her. She wouldn't just leave you. But there's no evidence of kidnapping either. Just absence. Just the cold side of the bed every morning. Thorne has spent a fortune on trackers, the best in 5 kingdoms. They found nothing. The scent trail ends at the edge of the forest, like she evaporated. He's searched personally, every night for 3 months, shifting into his wolf form, running until his paws bleed, calling for her through the bond. Nothing. Until tonight. Thorne is standing in his office, staring at maps, when it happens. The bond flares. Not the usual faint pulse. This is strong, urgent. His chest constricts. He gasps. Celeste, she's calling him? No, not calling. The bond is just stronger suddenly. Like a spotlight switching on in the dark. Direction. He has direction. Thorne shifts before he reaches the door. His wolf form explodes through the palace. Servants scatter, guards shout. He doesn't stop. The bond pulls him north, into the Forbidden Forest, the territory where rogues live. No pack wolf goes there. Rogues are unpredictable, dangerous. They kill first, ask questions never. Thorne doesn't care. The bond is screaming now. There. She's there. The Forbidden Forest is exactly as dark as its reputation suggests. Ancient trees block out moonlight. The air smells like decay and wild things. Eyes watch from the shadows. Rogues. Tracking his movement. They don't attack. Maybe they recognize an Alpha King. Maybe they sense his desperation. Or maybe they know where he's going. Thorne runs for 20 minutes, following the bond. It grows stronger with every stride. Then he sees it. A cave, hidden behind overgrown brush. The entrance is narrow, dark. The bond is pulling him inside. He shifts back to human form, steps forward. The smell hits him first. Blood, sickness, unwashed bodies, and beneath it all, lavender and rain. Celeste. Thorne's heart stops. He pushes through the entrance. The cave opens into a larger chamber. A small fire burns in the center, barely embers now. And surrounding it, 7 small wolves, pups, ranging in size from tiny to small. Their fur is matted, they're thin, malnourished, and they're growling at him. Behind them, lying on a makeshift bed of moss and torn fabric, is Celeste. Thorne's knees nearly give out. She's alive, but barely. Her face is gaunt, cheekbones too prominent. Her skin has a gray pallor. Her breathing is shallow. She's dying. Celeste, he breathes. The pups growl louder. The smallest one, a little gray wolf with oversized ears, steps forward, bares its tiny teeth. I'm not here to hurt her, Thorne says quietly. The pup doesn't believe him. Thorne takes a step forward. The pup lunges, sinks its baby teeth into Thorne's hand. He doesn't react, doesn't pull away, just lets the pup hang there, jaws locked onto his flesh. I'm her mate, Thorne says. His voice cracks. I've been looking for her, please. Let me help her. The other pups watch, uncertain. Finally, the smallest one releases his hand, steps back. Thorne moves to Celeste. Up close, she's worse than he thought. Her lips are cracked. Her body is skeleton thin. How long has she been like this? He touches her face. She's burning up. Fever. Celeste, baby, can you hear me? No response. He needs to get her out of here, back to the palace, to healers. He lifts her carefully. She weighs nothing, like holding air. The pups immediately swarm, yipping, crying, trying to follow. I'm taking her somewhere safe, Thorne tells them. They don't understand human words, but they understand tone, and they don't trust him. The smallest one bites his ankle. Thorne looks down at the 7 pairs of eyes. All terrified, all protective. These pups have been guarding her, keeping her alive. You can come, he says quietly. All of you. I won't separate you from her. The walk back is surreal. Thorne carries Celeste. The 7 pups follow in a tight pack. They're weak, stumbling, but determined. When they reach the palace, the night guards freeze. Your Majesty, is that? Get the healers, now. Thorne's voice is command. And tell no one else, not yet. The guard runs. Thorne carries Celeste to their room, lays her on the bed. The pups pile onto the bed with her, refuse to leave. The head healer arrives, a woman named Iris. Her eyes widen when she sees Celeste. 3 months missing and she's... By the gods. Iris approaches. The pups growl. Your Majesty, I need to examine her. They won't let you near her. Then make them move. No, Thorne's voice is firm. They've kept her alive this long. They stay. Iris looks at him like he's insane, but she works around the pups. After 20 minutes, her expression is grim. Severe malnutrition, dehydration, fever from infection, probably from untreated wounds. She's been starving for weeks. Maybe longer. Iris meets his eyes. How is she even alive? Thorne looks at the 7 pups. They're watching Celeste, not him. Them, he says quietly. They kept her alive. Dawn breaks. Word spreads through the palace like wildfire. The Luna has returned, with 7 rogue pups. By the time Thorne leaves Celeste's bedside, she's stable, sleeping, Iris watching over her. The council is assembled in the throne room. 12 elders, all furious. You brought rogues into the palace? Elder Cressida demands. I brought my mate home, with rogue children. Do you understand what you've done? Saved 7 lives. They're dangerous. They're 3 to 7 years old. Thorne's eyes flash gold. Children. Rogue children become rogue adults. It's in their nature. Their nature is survival. Just like ours. The council erupts, arguing, shouting. Marin appears at Thorne's side, his sister, his most trusted advisor. The pack is talking, she says quietly. They're afraid, confused. They want answers. So do I. Where has she been for 3 months? Why did she leave? Why come back now? Thorne has no answers, only questions. He returns to Celeste's room. The pups are still there, still guarding her. Iris has managed to get them to eat. Small portions. They're ravenous but cautious. They've been starving too, Iris says, sharing whatever food they could find. Small prey, scraps. Thorne's chest tightens. 7 orphaned pups. Protecting a dying Luna. Why? Celeste wakes at sunset. Her eyes flutter open, unfocused at first, then they land on him. She gasps, tries to sit up, can't. Too weak. Thorne! He's at her side instantly. I'm here. You're safe. You're home. Tears stream down her face. No, no, I can't be here. I have to. She looks around frantically, sees the pups. Where are they? Are they okay? They're fine, right here. The pups immediately climb closer to her, licking her face, whimpering. Celeste sobs, holds them as best she can. Don't hurt them, she pleads. Please, Thorne, please, they're just babies. I won't hurt them. The council can go to hell. She looks at him, really looks, sees the 3 months of hell in his eyes. I'm so sorry, she whispers. Where were you? I had no choice. That's not an answer. I can't explain. Not yet. Not here. Celeste, please. Her voice breaks. Just trust me. I had no choice. I'm so sorry. I had no choice. She's crying so hard she can't breathe. Thorne pulls her close, careful not to crush the pups between them. We'll figure it out, he says. Together. But you don't leave me again. Ever. Understand? She nods against his chest, but her eyes are haunted, terrified. Like even now, safe in his arms, she's not really safe at all. That night, while Celeste sleeps, Thorne searches her things, looking for anything, any clue to where she's been, why she left. He finds a journal, hidden beneath a loose floorboard in their closet. His hands shake as he opens it. Most pages are normal. Daily thoughts, pack business, notes about Luna duties. Then he reaches the last entry, dated the day she disappeared. If I stay, they'll use me to destroy everything he's built. I have to disappear. He'll hate me. But he'll survive. He has to survive, even if I don't. Thorne reads it 3 times. They'll use me. Who? Destroy everything. How? He returns to the bedroom. Celeste is awake. The smallest pup, the gray one, is curled against her chest. Her name is Sloane, Celeste says quietly. The pups have names? I named them. They deserved names. Thorne sits on the edge of the bed. Who's trying to use you, Celeste? Her face goes white. Before she can answer, Sloane shifts. The tiny wolf becomes a tiny human girl. Maybe 3 years old, skeletal. Huge gray eyes. She looks at Celeste with pure fear, then whispers, The bad man said he'd kill the Alpha King if you came back. He said he's watching. The room goes silent. Celeste's expression crumbles. Thorne's blood turns to ice. What bad man? He asks carefully. Sloane's lip trembles. The one who hurt us. The one who took Luna. He said if she left the forest, the Alpha King would die. She buries her face in Celeste's chest. Celeste looks at Thorne, and in her eyes, he sees the truth. She didn't run away. She was protecting him. From someone who's still out there, still watching, still waiting. Chapter 2. The Pups. With no pack, 7 orphaned pups refused to let the Alpha King near his dying mate. They had no pack, no family, no hope, until a Luna chose to starve herself to keep them alive. Who is the bad man? Thorne's voice is controlled, deadly calm. Sloane shrinks back into Celeste's arms. The other 6 pups, still in wolf form, crowd closer, protective. Celeste's hand trembles as she strokes Sloane's matted hair. Not now, please. They're exhausted. Terrified. Someone threatened to kill me if you came back. I need answers. And you'll get them, just not in front of them. Thorne looks at the 7 pairs of eyes watching him. Fear. Distrust. Trauma. These aren't normal pups. Normal pups play. Laugh. Trust easily. These pups look like they've seen war. How old are they? He asks quietly. Celeste's eyes fill with tears. Sloane is 3. The twins, Asher and Bryn, are 4. Rowan is 5. Isla is 6. And the oldest 2, Imogen and Cade, are 7. 7 pups, all different ages. All orphans. Rogues don't take in orphans, they kill them. I know, Celeste's voice breaks. That's why they needed me. Iris returns with food and medicine. The pups immediately shift into defensive positions. Low growls, bared teeth. Easy, Celeste soothes. She's here to help. They don't believe her. Iris sets the tray down slowly, steps back. They're feral. They're scared, Celeste corrects. There's a difference? Yes. Thorne watches as Celeste coaxes each pup forward, speaking in soft tones, promising safety. One by one, they eat. Small bites at first, then ravenous. They haven't eaten a real meal in weeks, maybe months. Isla, a 6-year-old with russet fur, vomits after eating too fast. The others panic. Celeste doesn't flinch, just cleans her up. Whispers reassurances. Slower this time, your stomach needs to adjust. She's done this before, many times. Thorne's chest tightens watching her. His mate. His Luna. Reduced to skin and bones. Caring for 7 starving pups in a cave. For 3 months. While he searched everywhere except the one place she actually was. Dawn breaks fully. Marin enters without knocking. Stops dead when she sees the scene. 7 small wolves piled on the bed. Celeste in the center. Barely conscious but holding them. By the gods, Marin breathes. They're so small. They're orphans, Thorne says. Rogues. Marin's expression shifts. Thorne, you can't keep rogue pups in the palace. They're not leaving. The pack will... I don't care what the pack will do. You should, because Dashiell is downstairs right now holding back about 50 wolves who want answers. They know the Luna's back. They know she brought rogues, and they're terrified. Thorne runs a hand through his hair. Tell them I'll address everyone this evening. What will you say? The truth. Which is? He looks at Celeste, at the pups surrounding her like a living shield. That my mate is a hero, and these pups are under my protection. Anyone who has a problem with that can take it up with me directly. Marin's eyes widen. You're claiming them? Yes. As what? Wards? Refugees? As pack. Thorne. They're pack, Marin. Celeste made them pack when she chose to die for them. His sister stares at him, then at Celeste. Understanding dawns. She wasn't kidnapped, Marin says slowly. She left to protect them. Yes? From what? I don't know yet, but I'm going to find out. By midday, Iris has examined all 7 pups. Her report is grim. Severe malnutrition across the board. Multiple healed fractures. Poorly healed, I might add. Scars consistent with bite wounds and claw marks. Signs of psychological trauma. She pauses. These pups have been abused. Systematically. Thorne's hands curl into fists. By who? I can't tell you that, but whoever did this knew what they were doing. The injuries are strategic, designed to hurt but not kill. Why would someone do that to pups? Iris's expression darkens. Training, perhaps, or entertainment. The word hangs in the air like poison. Thorne looks at the pups. They're sleeping now. Finally, exhausted. All except one. Asher, one of the 4-year-old twins, watches Thorne with sharp amber eyes. You're Asher? Thorne asks gently. The pup doesn't respond. I'm Thorne. I'm Celeste's mate. Still nothing. I'm going to keep you safe, all of you, I promise. Asher shifts, becomes a small boy with dark hair and those same amber eyes. He's skeletal, bruises covering his ribs. She stopped eating, he says. His voice is hoarse, unused to speaking. Gave us her food. She was dying to keep us alive. Thorne's breath catches. What? We found small animals, caught fish, brought them to her. She cooked them for us, pretended to eat, but she didn't. Asher's eyes fill with tears. We didn't understand at first. We were so hungry. Then Imogen noticed. Tried to make her eat, but Luna said we needed it more. How long? Weeks, maybe a month. Asher looks at Celeste's sleeping form. She got smaller, weaker. We tried to stop her, but she said, His voice breaks. She said keeping us alive was the only thing that mattered. Thorne can't breathe. Celeste starved herself for a month. To keep 7 pups, strangers, rogues, children who should have been her enemies, alive. Why? Thorne whispers. Why would she do that? Asher's expression is ancient. Too old for a 4-year-old. Because no one else would. The council meeting is a disaster. 12 elders, all shouting. Rogues cannot stay in the palace. They're a security risk. The pack will never accept. Thorne lets them yell, waits until they exhaust themselves. Then he speaks. They stay. Your Majesty, be reasonable. I am being reasonable. 7 orphaned pups, abused, starving, dying. And my mate, your Luna, sacrificed everything to keep them alive. They stay. Elder Cressida stands. She's the oldest, most respected. We understand your loyalty to the Luna, but she abandoned her duties, disappeared for 3 months, caused chaos and fear. There must be consequences. Consequences for saving lives? Consequences for abandoning her pack. She didn't abandon anyone. She was protecting us. From what? Thorne looks at each elder. That's what I'm going to find out. But until I do, Celeste and those 7 pups are under my direct protection. Anyone who touches them answers to me. The threat is clear. Dashiell steps forward. Thorne's beta, his most trusted warrior. Your Majesty, a word, privately. They step into the corridor. Dashiell's expression is grave. If you keep them, the pack will revolt. Let them. I'm serious. Rogues killed 12 of our wolves last year, kidnapped 3 pups. The pack hates them. And now you're bringing 7 into the palace, making them pack? They're children. They're rogue children. There's a difference. Is there? Or did we just decide there is so we don't have to feel guilty about killing them? Dashiell flinches. That's not fair. Nothing about this is fair. 7 pups were tortured. My mate nearly died saving them. And now I'm supposed to throw them out because it makes people uncomfortable? I'm not saying throw them out. I'm saying, be strategic. Put them somewhere safe. A sanctuary. Away from the palace. Separate them from Celeste? If necessary. No. Thorne? I said no. They stay with her. They stay with me. End of discussion. Dashiell sighs. You're making enemies. I've had enemies my entire life. What's a few more? That evening, Celeste finally wakes fully. The pups are bathed now. Fed. Sleeping in a pile at the foot of the bed. She looks better, color returning to her cheeks, but still weak. Thorne, she whispers. He's at her side instantly. I'm here. The pups. Safe, fed, sleeping. Her eyes fill with tears. Thank you. Don't thank me. You're the one who saved them. I couldn't let them die, they're just babies. I know. He takes her hand. But you almost died. Asher told me about the food, about you starving yourself. Celeste looks away. They needed it more. You needed it to survive. I survived long enough. That's what mattered. Celeste. Don't. Her voice breaks. Don't make me feel guilty for choosing them. I'd do it again. Every time. Thorne pulls her close, careful not to hurt her. I'm not making you feel guilty. I'm trying to understand. Help me understand. Why did you leave? Who threatened me? What's happening? She's quiet for a long moment. Then, I had no choice. I'm so sorry. I had no choice. That's not an answer. It's the only one I can give right now. Celeste, please just trust me a little longer. I need to make sure the pups are safe. Then I'll explain everything. She's lying, or at least not telling the full truth, but she's exhausted, traumatized, barely healed. So Thorne lets it go. For now. Midnight. Thorne wakes to growling. The 7 pups are at the window. Hackles raised. Snarling at something outside, Celeste is awake too, terrified. What is it? Thorne demands. He knows, she whispers. He knows I came back. Who knows? Before she can answer, someone screams. Guards rush into the hallway. Thorne runs to the window, looks down, the palace gates. A body lies crumpled on the ground. A rogue, dead. His chest is carved open, not by claws, by a blade. And carved into the flesh, still bleeding, is a message. She came back. Now you all die? Thorne's blood turns to ice. Celeste sees it from the bed. Starts sobbing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have stayed gone. I should have. The pups swarm her, whimpering, trying to comfort. Sloane shifts into her human form, crawls into Celeste's lap. Don't cry, Luna, the 3-year-old whispers. We'll protect you, like you protected us. Celeste holds her, breaks down completely, and Thorne realizes something. This isn't just a threat. It's a declaration of war. Someone out there wants Celeste dead, wants him dead, wants the pups dead, and that someone just announced they're coming. Thorne looks at his mate, at the 7 orphaned pups who've bonded to her like she's their mother, his family, his responsibility. Lock down the palace, he tells the guards. No one in, no one out. Double security on this room. Your Majesty, do it, now. They obey. Thorne returns to the bed, to Celeste and the pups. I don't care who's threatening us, he says quietly. I don't care how powerful they are. They won't touch you, any of you. Celeste looks at him with haunted eyes. You don't understand. He's already here, inside the palace, watching, waiting. Then I'll find him. And if you can't, then I'll burn down anyone who stands between me and the truth. Outside, the dead rogue's body is carried away, but the message remains, carved into stone. Now you all die. War is coming, and Thorne is going to meet it head-on. Chapter 3. The Threat in the Shadows. The Luna finally speaks. The Alpha King finally understands. And the enemy they're facing is already inside their walls. Who is the bad man? Thorne's voice cuts through the darkness. Dawn is 2 hours away. The palace is on lockdown. Guards at every entrance. The 7 pups are finally asleep, exhausted from fear. Celeste sits by the window, staring at the bloodstain on the courtyard stones, where the message was carved. I can't tell you, she whispers. Can't or won't. Can't. If I say his name, he'll know. He has eyes everywhere. Eyes where? In the palace? She nods. Thorne's jaw clenches. How long have you known someone here is working for him? Since the beginning. Since the night She stops. Takes a shaking breath. The night I found the pups. Tell me everything, from the start. Celeste is silent for a long moment. Then she speaks. 3 months ago. I was taking a walk, outside pack territory. I know I shouldn't have gone alone, but I needed air, space to think. She'd been struggling with Luna duties. The pressure, the expectations, the constant judgment. Everyone watching, waiting for her to fail. I heard crying, children crying. I followed the sound to an abandoned warehouse at the border. Her voice drops. There were cages, so many cages, and inside them, pups. Dozens of them, some as young as 2. They were bleeding, broken, fighting each other. Thorne's hands curl into fists. Fighting? Forced to fight, for entertainment. There were wolves watching, wealthy ones, betting, laughing. Her voice shakes. They were betting on which pup would die first. Silence, heavy, suffocating. I tried to leave, get help, but someone saw me. Celeste looks at Thorne. A wolf named Corvus. The name lands like a blade. Corvus, Thorne repeats. The rogue leader from the Western Territories? He's more than that. He runs an underground network, trafficking wolf children, selling them to wealthy families for entertainment. Fighting rings, blood sport. That's illegal, punishable by death. Yes, but he has protection. Powerful alphas who participate, who pay him, who cover for him. She meets his eyes. If you expose him, he'll expose them, and they'll go to war to protect their secrets. Thorne processes this. An underground fighting ring, using pups, protected by alphas, His stomach turns. You tried to free them, he says. I tried. I got 7 out before his guards caught me. She touches the scar on her shoulder, the one Iris found during examination. Corvus was impressed. Said most Lunas wouldn't have the spine to interfere. What did he do? Gave me a choice. Her voice breaks. Disappear. Never contact you. Never come back. Or he'd kill you, publicly, during a council meeting. Make it look like a rogue attack. You believed him? He showed me proof, photos of you, schedules, guard rotations. He knew everything about your security, about the palace. She's crying now. He said he had someone inside, someone close to you, someone who'd help him get access. Thorne's blood runs cold. A spy in the palace, someone on his council, his guards, his inner circle. So you left, he says quietly. I left, took the 7 pups I managed to free, hid in the forbidden forest. Thought if I stayed away, you'd be safe. You were starving in a cave for 3 months to keep me safe? And them. She looks at the sleeping pups. Corvus said if I came back, he'd kill you. If I told anyone, he'd kill them. If I tried to expose the fighting ring, he'd kill every pup still in captivity. 53 children, Thorne. 53. Her voice cracks completely. I couldn't let them die. I couldn't let you die. So I stayed gone, tried to keep us alive long enough to figure something out. Thorne crosses to her, pulls her into his arms. She breaks down. 3 months of terror, starvation, desperation, all to protect him. You should have trusted me, he says, against her hair. We could have fought him together. You don't understand. He's not just some rogue leader. He's powerful, connected. He has dirt on half the alpha families in the region. Politicians, council members, wealthy elites. She pulls back. If you go after him, they'll all come for you, to protect themselves. Let them come. Thorne? I don't care how connected he is. He traffics children, forces them to fight to the death, threatened my mate, killed one of my wolves. His eyes flash gold. He's already declared war. I'm just accepting his terms. Celeste looks at him with desperate eyes. There's more. Tell me. Corvus has someone inside the palace, someone close to you, feeding him information, watching us. She grips his shirt. We can't trust anyone, not the council, not the guards, no one. I trust Marin. Your sister, yes, and maybe Dashiell, but that's it. Everyone else is a suspect. Thorne thinks about his council. 12 elders he's worked with for years. One of them is a traitor. How do we find them? He asks. I don't know, but Corvus said they'd be watching, reporting everything. He'll know I told you. He'll know we're planning something. As if on cue, one of the pups whimpers. Rowan, the 5-year-old, is having a nightmare. The bad man, he mumbles. He's coming. He's coming. Celeste goes to him, holds him, whispers comfort. The other pups wake, immediately huddle around her. Is he here? Isla asks. The 6-year-old's eyes are wide with terror. Did he find us? No, you're safe. You said we were safe before, Cade says. The 7-year-old's voice is bitter, angry. Then he found us anyway. Celeste has no answer for that, because Corvus always finds them. Morning comes. The council demands an emergency meeting. Thorne refuses to leave Celeste and the pups unguarded. So they meet in his private office. Marin and Dashiell present. The 12 council members file in, all wearing expressions of concern. Or is it guilt? Thorne studies each face. Elder Cressida, wise, steady, his most trusted advisor for 10 years. Elder Harwin, former warrior, gruff but loyal. Elder Leora, healer, kind, devoted to pack welfare. The list goes on. One of them is a traitor. Your Majesty, Cressida begins, we need to discuss the situation. Which situation? The dead rogue? The threat? Or the 7 pups you want me to throw out? Silence. We're not suggesting throwing them out, Harwin says carefully, but perhaps relocating them, For their safety and ours, they stay. The pack is afraid. The pack will adjust. Your Majesty, Leora steps forward. We understand your loyalty to the Luna, but she abandoned her post, disappeared for 3 months. There must be consequences. Consequences? Thorne's voice drops dangerously low. She was protecting this pack, protecting me, while one of you, his eyes sweep the room, was feeding information to a criminal. Shocked gasps. Your Majesty, what are you implying? I'm not implying anything, I'm stating fact. Someone in this room is working for Corvus. Someone has been sending him intelligence, schedules, guard rotations, Luna Celeste's movements. The elders look at each other. Confusion, denial, or is it fear? That's absurd, Cressida says. We've all served this pack faithfully. One of you hasn't. You have proof? Harwin demands. I will soon. Thorne dismisses them. All except Marin and Dashiell. Find the spy, he tells them. Check communication records, financial transactions, travel logs. Someone's been in contact with Corvus. Find out who. They leave immediately. Eastornis. The pups are adjusting slowly. Iris has set up a temporary nursery in the Luna's suite. 7 small beds, toys, books, things none of them have ever had. Celeste watches them explore with tears in her eyes. They don't know how to play, she says to Thorne. They just sit there, waiting for orders. Or pain. Sloane, the smallest, holds a stuffed wolf like it might bite her. What is it? She asks. A toy, Celeste says gently. What do I do with it? Whatever you want. Play. Cuddle, make up stories. Sloane looks confused. The concept of playing is foreign. Asher approaches Thorne. The 4-year-old is braver than the others. Are you really going to keep us? He asks. Yes. Why? Because you need a home. We're rogues. Everyone hates rogues. Not everyone. The council does. I heard them. They want to send us away. Thorne crouches to the boy's level. I don't care what the council wants. You're staying, all 7 of you. What if the bad man comes? Then I'll stop him. He's stronger than you. We'll see. Asher studies him, then nods, like he's made a decision. Okay, we'll stay, but he hesitates. If he comes for us, don't try to save us. Just save Mama. Thorne's heart stops. Mama, Asher points to Celeste. She said we could call her that if we wanted. Is that okay? Thorne looks at Celeste. She's crying, smiling through tears. It's okay, Thorne says quietly. And you can call me Alpha, if you want. Alpha, Asher repeats, tests the word, likes it. Okay, Alpha. He runs back to the others, shares the news. Within minutes, all 7 pups are saying it. Mama, Alpha. Like they've finally found what they've been missing. Family. That night, Marin returns with news. I found something. Coded messages. Sent from inside the palace. To an unknown recipient. From who? I traced them to 3 possible sources. Cressida, Harwin, or Leora. Thorne's stomach drops. His 3 most trusted elders. Which one? I can't tell yet. The encryption is sophisticated, but Dashiell's working on breaking it. How long? A day, maybe 2. We don't have 2 days. Corvus knows Celeste talked. He'll move soon. As if summoning him by name, a howl pierces the night. Long, mournful, threatening, the pups wake screaming. He's here, Isla sobs. The bad man is here. Celeste rushes to comfort them. Thorne goes to the window. In the distance, at the edge of pack territory, a figure stands. Tall, dark, radiating power. Even from this distance, Thorne can feel it. This is Corvus. He's come to deliver a message. And judging by the severed head he's holding, another rogue, another warning. It's not a peaceful one. Thorne watches as Corvus places the head on a pike, then looks directly at the palace, at Thorne's window. He smiles, mouths something. Thorne reads his lips. She's mine. Then he vanishes into the forest. The pups are inconsolable. Celeste holds them, rocks them. Promises safety she can't guarantee. Thorne returns to them. "We need to move," he says. "Somewhere more secure, somewhere the spy can't find us." "Where?" Celeste asks. "The old fortress, North Wing. It's been sealed for years. Only Marin and I know how to access it." "What about the council?" "We tell them we're staying here. Let the spy report false information." "It's a risk, but it's their only option." They move that night. Secretly, quickly. The fortress is cold, dusty, but secure. Thick walls, one entrance, no windows. The pups huddle together on makeshift beds. "Tell us a story, Mama," Sloane whispers. Celeste looks at Thorne, exhausted, terrified. But she tells them a story anyway, about a Luna who saved 7 pups, and an Alpha who promised to keep them safe. It's not a fairy tale, but it's their truth. And for tonight, that's enough. Dawn breaks. Dashiell arrives with news. "I broke the encryption." "And?" His face is grave. "It's Cressida." Thorne's world tilts. Cressida. His advisor for 10 years. The woman who helped him become Alpha King. A traitor. "Are you certain?" "Positive. Messages going back 5 years. All to Corvus." "5 years? She's been working for him since before you even met Celeste." Thorne can't breathe. 5 years of betrayal. 5 years of lies. "Bring her to me," he says quietly. "Now." Dashiell hesitates. "Your Majesty, there's more." "What?" "The messages. They mention a daughter. Corvus has been holding Cressida's daughter hostage. For years. That's why she's been helping him." Thorne closes his eyes. A mother protecting her child. Just like Celeste protected the pups. "Bring her anyway," he says. "We need answers." 1 hour later. Cressida stands in the fortress, flanked by guards. She's not fighting, not running, just crying. "I'm sorry," she sobs. "I'm so sorry. I never wanted this. I never—" "You've been feeding Corvus information for 5 years," Thorne says coldly. "He has my daughter. He took her when she was 10. She's 15 now. If I don't obey, he'll kill her. So you sold out your pack instead?" "I had no choice." "There's always a choice." Cressida collapses. "You're right, you're absolutely right. I'm a traitor. I'm a coward. But she's my child, my baby. What would you have done?" Thorne looks at Celeste, at the 7 pups sleeping behind her. He knows exactly what he would have done. The same thing. "Where is she?" he asks quietly. Cressida looks up. "What?" "Your daughter. Where is Corvus keeping her?" "I don't know. He moves her constantly. I haven't seen her in 2 years. He just sends photos to prove she's alive." "Photos from where?" "Different locations. Always different." Thorne exchanges looks with Dashiell. "We're going to find her," Thorne says, "and we're going to bring her home." Cressida stares. "Why would you help me? I betrayed you." "Because unlike Corvus, I don't punish children for their parents' mistakes." He crouches beside her. "But you're going to help us. Tell us everything. Every location Corvus uses. Every contact. Every weakness." "He'll kill her if I betray him?" "He'll kill her anyway, once you're no longer useful." Cressida knows he's right. She tells them everything. And as the sun rises, Thorne makes a plan. To save Cressida's daughter. To expose Corvus. To end this nightmare. Even if it means going to war with every corrupt alpha in the kingdom. The pups wake. See Cressida. Imogen, the oldest, gasps. "I know you," she whispers. Cressida looks at her, confused. "You were at the fights. I saw you. You were watching through the window. You looked sad." Cressida's face crumbles. Because Imogen is right. She watched, saw the horror, and did nothing. Because her own daughter's life was at stake. "I'm sorry," Cressida sobs. Imogen just nods. "The bad man makes everyone do bad things," she says simply. "That's why we have to stop him." From the mouth of a 7-year-old. The truth they all needed to hear. Outside the fortress, A body is found. Another rogue. Another message. Carved into stone this time. 3 days. Then I come for what's mine. War isn't coming. It's already here. And Thorne is done running. Chapter 4. The Spy Among Them. The spy has been found. The enemy is exposed. But when war is declared, everyone becomes a target, especially 7 pups who've already lost everything once. Cressida sits in chains. The fortress dungeon is small, cold. She hasn't stopped crying. Thorne stands outside her cell, Marin beside him. 5 years, he says quietly. 5 years you've been feeding him information. I had no choice. Cressida's voice is raw. He has Ren, my daughter. She was 10 when he took her. She's 15 now. How did it happen? Cressida takes a shaking breath. A raid, 5 years ago. Rogues attacked the eastern border. We thought it was random. It wasn't. Corvus orchestrated it. While we were distracted, he took her. From our home. Left a note saying if I told anyone, he'd kill her. You could have come to me. And risk her life? You would have gone after him, started a war. He said if I made one wrong move, I'd never see her again. Tears streamed down her face. So I obeyed. I sent him reports, guard schedules, council meeting notes, Luna Celeste's routines. Thorne's jaw clenches. You helped him track Celeste. Yes, I told him when she'd be alone, vulnerable. I didn't know what he wanted her for. I swear, I thought... She stops. I thought maybe he'd take her hostage, use her for leverage. I didn't know about the fighting rings, the pups. If I'd known, would you have done anything differently? Silence. They both know the answer. No, because Ren comes first. Always. He sends photos, Cressida whispers. Every month. Proof she's alive. The last one was 3 weeks ago. She looked scared. Thinner, but alive. Marin speaks for the first time. Where is he keeping her? I don't know. The photos never show location, just her face. Sometimes a room, generic, could be anywhere. Has he ever let you speak to her? Once, 2 years ago, she said... Cressida's voice breaks. She said she understood, that she loved me, that she'd survive. She was 13 years old, and she was comforting me. Thorne turns away. He wants to be angry, to hate her, to demand execution. But all he feels is exhaustion, because Cressida did what any parent would do, protected her child, even if it meant betraying everything else. We'll find her, he says finally. Cressida looks up. What? Your daughter. We'll find her. Bring her home. Why would you? I betrayed you, because I'm not Corvus. I don't use children as weapons. He meets her eyes. But you're going to help us. Every contact, every location he's mentioned, every weakness. You tell us everything. He'll kill her if he finds out. He'll kill her anyway, once you're no longer useful. The truth lands like a blade. Cressida knows he's right. She nods slowly. Okay, I'll tell you everything. Just, please, save her. Upstairs, the pups are having breakfast. Or trying to. They eat like someone might take the food away. Fast. Desperate. No joy. Celeste sits with them, teaching them to slow down. It's okay, there's more. You don't have to rush. Sloane, the 3-year-old, looks at her with huge eyes. What if the bad man comes? Takes it? He won't. He took everything before. The food, the blankets, the other pups who cried too much. Celeste's throat tightens. What happened to the pups who cried? Sloane's expression goes blank. They didn't come back. The table goes silent. Isla, the 6-year-old, changes the subject. Can we see the garden today, Mama? Mama? The word still makes Celeste's heart clench. Maybe later, after Alpha finishes his meeting. Is Alpha going to send us away? Kate asks. The 7-year-old's voice is flat, expecting rejection. No, never. The council wants to. I heard them. Alpha won't let them. What if he has to? What if the bad man makes him choose between us and the pack? Celeste opens her mouth, closes it. She doesn't have an answer, because that's exactly what Corvus wants, an impossible choice. Thorne assembles his war council, Dashiell, Merrin, his 5 best warriors, and Cressida, unchained but guarded. Corvus runs a trafficking network, Thorne begins, using pups, selling them to wealthy families for blood sport, fighting to the death. The warriors' expressions darken. How many? Dashiell asks. Cressida, she swallows. When I last had information, 53 pups in captivity, across 3 locations. The fights happen monthly. Invitation only. Wealthy alphas from across the kingdoms attend. Names? I don't know all of them. Corvus is careful, but she hesitates. Alpha Garrett of the Southern Pack. Alpha Isadora of the Mountain Territories, at least 6 council members from various regions. The room erupts. Garrett? He's on the High Council. Isadora has 3 pups of her own. This can't be real. It's real, Celeste says quietly. Everyone turns. She's standing in the doorway, the 7 pups behind her. I saw it. 23 pups in cages, some as young as 2, bleeding, dying, while wolves in expensive clothes cheered. Her voice is ice. And when I tried to stop it, they laughed, said I was too soft, too weak, that this is what rogues deserve. Imogen steps forward. The oldest pup. My parents knew about the fights, she says. Her voice is clear, strong. They tried to expose it. So Corvus killed them, made it look like a rogue attack. Then he took me. Said if anyone asked questions, he'd release proof my parents were traitors. The room goes silent. Your parents were Lord and Lady Ashford, Dashiell breathes. They died 3 years ago, the council said. The council lied. Imogen's gray eyes are hard. Corvus has dirt on all of them. That's why no one stops him. That's why the fights continue. Because the moment anyone speaks up, he destroys them. Thorne looks at this 7-year-old girl, speaking with the authority of someone who's survived hell. What's your full name? He asks gently. Imogen Ashford, daughter of Lord Brennan and Lady Sienna Ashford, heir to the Ashford bloodline. She lifts her chin, and survivor of 18 months in Corvus's fighting rings. The warriors stare. The Ashford bloodline is one of the oldest, most respected. This child is nobility, and Corvus has been using her. How? Merrin asks. How has he been using you? Blackmail. He tells families I'm alive, that he'll return me if they cooperate. Pay him. Look the other way. Imogen's voice doesn't waver. 3 families have paid. He didn't return me, just kept their money and their silence. Why didn't you tell Celeste this? Thorne asks. I did. She's been trying to figure out how to prove it, how to expose him without getting everyone killed. Imogen looks at Celeste. That's why we stayed hidden, why she starved herself to keep us alive. Because she knew if we came back, Corvus would use us as leverage. And now they're here, in the palace, exactly where Corvus wanted them. That afternoon, another body appears. A pack member this time, young warrior, 20 years old, throat slashed, message carved into his chest. Tick-tock. 3 days. The pack panics. Riots nearly break out. Wolves demanding answers, protection. The council calls an emergency session. Thorne attends. Celeste and the pups stay hidden in the fortress. The elders are terrified. He's going to kill us all, Harwin says, one by one, until we give him what he wants. Which is? Thorne asked coldly. The pups. Celeste. You to back down. Not happening. Your Majesty, be reasonable. Reasonable. Thorne's voice drops. Dangerous. A warrior is dead. Corvus is threatening mass murder. And you want me to hand over 7 children? 7 lives versus the entire pack, Leora says quietly. It's a numbers game. It's not a game at all. It's survival. And we don't survive by sacrificing the innocent. The pack won't see it that way. They're scared. They want the threat gone. Then I'll eliminate the threat, but I won't do it by giving Corvus exactly what he wants. The meeting dissolves into shouting. demands to exile the pups, to banish Celeste, to negotiate with Corvus. Thorne refuses all of it. When he returns to the fortress, he finds Celeste crying. The pups heard everything. They were listening through the walls. Sloane approaches him. The smallest, the bravest. "We'll go back," she says. Her voice is tiny. "We don't want people to die because of us." "No. But the council said—" "I don't care what the council said." "Alpha." Asher steps forward. "She's right. If we go back, he'll stop. He'll leave your pack alone. We're the ones he wants. You're not going anywhere." "But your pack now. Mine. Celeste's. No one touches you. Ever." Bryn, Asher's twin, starts crying. "We're not worth it. We're just rogues." Celeste crosses to them, kneels, pulls all 7 into her arms. "You're not just anything. You're everything. You're brave. You're survivors. You're loved." She looks at Thorne. "And we're not giving you up. Not to Corvus. Not to anyone." "Over my dead body," Celeste says fiercely. The pups cling to her. For the first time in their lives, someone is choosing them, fighting for them, refusing to let them go. That night, Thorne finds Celeste on the fortress roof, staring at the moon. "You should be sleeping," he says. "Can't. Too much to think about." He stands beside her. "We're going to win this." "Are we? Corvus has power, money, allies. We have—" "What? 7 traumatized pups and a council that wants to throw them to the wolves?" "We have each other." She looks at him. "Is that enough?" "It has to be." Silence. Then Celeste speaks. "Why didn't the bond break when I left? When I stayed gone for 3 months? Mate bonds snap when there's too much distance, too much time. But ours didn't." Thorne takes her hand. "Because you're not just my mate. You're my reason for everything. The reason I became Alpha King. The reason I fight. The reason I breathe." His voice roughens. "If I lost you permanently, I'd go feral. The pack would fall. Everything I've built would crumble. That's a lot of pressure. It's the truth. You're not a weakness, Celeste. You're my strength. And those pups?" He looks toward the fortress. "They're part of that now. Our family. Our purpose. Even if it means war? Especially then." She leans into him. "I'm scared. So am I. What if we can't save them? What if Corvus wins? Then we die trying. Together." "Together," she echoes. They stand there. 2 mates, 7 pups. One impossible war. Dawn breaks. Thorne calls the council one final time. "We go to war," he announces. "Tonight. We take down Corvus. We rescue every pup in his captivity. We expose every alpha who's complicit." "That's suicide," Cressida says. "He's too powerful. He's a coward who uses children as shields. We end this. Now. And if we fail?" "We don't." Dashiell steps forward. "I'm with you, Alpha." Marin nods. "So am I." One by one, the warriors pledge loyalty. Even Cressida. "If you're going after him, I want to help, to get Ren back." Thorne looks at his assembled team. Not enough to fight an army, but enough to start a war. "Tonight," he says, "we bring Corvus down. We bring Cressida's daughter home. We save every pup we can find." "And if the other alphas retaliate?" Harwin asks. Thorne's smile is cold. "Let them try. They'll learn what happens when you threaten my family." The pups watch from the doorway, Celeste beside them. "Is Alpha going to fight the bad man?" Sloane whispers. "Yes." "Will he win?" Celeste looks at Thorne, at the determination in his eyes. "Yes," she says. "He'll win. Because he has us, and we're worth fighting for." The pups believe her. Maybe for the first time, they're worth fighting for, worth saving, worth loving. Outside, the sky darkens, storm clouds gathering, war is coming, and Thorne is ready to meet it head-on, even if it costs him everything. Chapter 5. The Impossible Choice. When a monster demands 7 children in exchange for peace, the Alpha King faces an impossible choice: negotiate with evil or go to war knowing everyone he loves might die. The message arrives at dawn, carved into stone, placed at the fortress entrance. Return the pups by the next full moon, or I start killing your pack members. 1 per day. 3 days. That's all they have. Thorne stares at the message, his hands curled into fists. Celeste stands beside him, the 7 pups behind her, all awake, all terrified. He's not bluffing, Cressida says quietly. She's been allowed out of her cell, under heavy guard. He'll do exactly what he says. He always does. How many has he killed before? Marin asks. Dozens, maybe more. Anyone who defies him, anyone who gets in his way. Cressida's voice shakes. He killed Lord and Lady Ashford, made it look like an accident, took their daughter. No one questioned it because they were too afraid. Imogen, standing with the other pups, doesn't flinch at the mention of her parents. She's already grieved them, already accepted they're not coming back. How do we know your daughter is even alive? Dashiell asks. Cressida pulls out a photo. Crumpled. Worn from being held too many times. A girl. 15. Dark hair. Haunted eyes. Holding today's newspaper. Proof of life. He sent this yesterday, Cressida whispers. After the first body was found. He wanted me to know, to remind me what's at stake. Thorne takes the photo. Wren looks like Cressida. Same sharp features, same determined jaw. But her eyes are empty. 5 years of captivity have hollowed her out. Where is she? He asks. I don't know. He never tells me, just sends photos, threats. Demands. What does he demand? Information, schedules, weaknesses. He wanted to know about Celeste, about you, about the pack's defenses. Cressida's voice breaks. I'm so sorry. But she's my child. What would you have done? The question hangs in the air. Everyone looks at Thorne. What would he have done? If someone took his child, held them hostage, demanded betrayal, he doesn't have an answer. Because he knows. He'd burn the world down, just like Cressida did. The council meeting is chaos. 50 wolves crammed into the throne room, all shouting, all terrified. Give him the pups. It's 7 lives versus the entire pack. We can't win against Corvus. He'll kill us all, Thorne lets them yell. Waits until they exhaust themselves. Then he speaks. No. 1 word. The room goes silent. Your Majesty, Elder Harwin says carefully, we understand your attachment to the children, but there's no but. They're pack. We don't sacrifice pack. They're rogues. They're children. 7 traumatized, starving children who've survived hell. And you want me to throw them back into it? To save hundreds? Saving hundreds by damning 7 isn't saving anyone. It's cowardice. The crowd erupts again. Thorne's eyes flash gold. Enough! Everyone freezes. I am your Alpha King, and I'm telling you, we don't negotiate with terrorists. We don't trade children for safety. We fight. Fight with what? Leora demands. Corvus has an army, resources, powerful allies. We have honor, courage, and something he'll never understand. Love. Thorne looks at each face. Those 7 pups have suffered more than most of you will ever know. And they survived. Because they had each other. Because Luna Celeste chose to starve rather than abandon them. That's strength. That's pack. Pretty speech, someone shouts. But speeches don't stop killers. No, but warriors do, and I have enough warriors to take Corvus down. You'll start a war? He already started it. I'm just finishing it. The crowd murmurs, uncertain, afraid. Then a voice cuts through, small, young. We'll go back. Everyone turns. Sloane stands at the entrance. The other 6 pups beside her. They must have snuck out, followed Celeste. We'll go back to the bad man, Sloane says. Her 3-year-old voice is steady, brave. We don't want people to die because of us. Celeste gasps. No, absolutely not. It's okay, Mama. Sloane's eyes are too old, too knowing. We're used to it. The hurting, the fighting. We can survive. You shouldn't have to survive, Celeste says. Her voice breaks. You should get to live, to play, to be children. We're not children, Cade says. The 7-year-old's expression is flat. We stopped being children the first time we were thrown in a cage. This is just going back to normal. That's not normal, Thorne says. It is for us. The crowd shifts. Uncomfortable. Because the pups are right. Their normal is pain, fear, survival, and the pack is asking them to go back to it. We'll go, Asher says. If it saves you, if it stops the killing, we'll go. Over my dead body, Celeste says. The words are steel. She crosses to the pups, kneels, pulls them close. You're not going anywhere, not to Corvus, not to anyone. You're mine now, all 7 of you, and I don't give up what's mine. Sloane starts crying. But people are dying. People die in war. That's what this is, war. And in war, you protect the innocent. You don't sacrifice them. The crowd murmurs. Some agreeing, some protesting. Thorne steps beside Celeste, addresses the pack. Anyone who has a problem with my decision can challenge me, right now, for the throne, for the right to rule. His eyes flash. But know this. I will tear apart anyone who tries to touch these pups, anyone who tries to take them, anyone who sides with Corvus over our own pack values. Silence. No one moves. Because Thorne isn't bluffing. He'll kill for these 7 children, and everyone knows it. That night, Celeste finds Thorne in their room. He's staring at maps, battle plans, trying to figure out how to attack Corvus without getting everyone killed. You should rest, she says. Can't. Too much to plan. She sits beside him. The pups are asleep. Finally. Imogen read them a story. What story? Made one up, about 7 wolves who found a home, who were loved, who were safe. Her voice catches. They cried at the end. Happy tears. They've never had that before. I know. She takes his hand. Thorne, are we doing the right thing? Fighting Corvus? Risking the pack? Is it worth it? You're asking if 7 lives are worth hundreds? I'm asking if our principles are worth dying for. He turns to face her. 3 months ago, you disappeared. I searched everywhere. Hired the best trackers. Found nothing. The bond was barely there. Just a thread. But it never broke. I know. Do you know why? She shakes her head. Because you're not just my mate, Celeste. You're my reason for everything. The reason I became Alpha King. The reason I fight. The reason I breathe. His voice roughens. If I lost you permanently, I'd go feral. The pack would fall. Everything I've built would crumble. Tears spill down her cheeks. That's a lot of pressure. It's the truth. You're not a weakness. You're my strength. And those pups? He looks toward the door. They're part of that now. Our family. Our purpose. Even if it costs us everything? Especially then. Because what's the point of survival if we lose our souls in the process? She kisses him. Long, deep, desperate. I love you, she whispers. I love you too, both of you. His hand moves to her stomach. She freezes. How did you? Your scent changed. Sweeter. The bond feels different, stronger. He smiles. How far along? 6 weeks, maybe 7. I wasn't sure. With everything happening, we're having a baby. We're having a baby while going to war with a psychopath. Perfect timing, he says dryly. She laughs, cries. Both at once. What if something happens to you? She asks. What if Corvus? He won't. You can't promise that. No, but I can promise I'll fight like hell to come back to you. To our baby. To our family. She holds him and prays it's enough. The next morning, another body is found. Female warrior, 25 years old, mother of 2. Message carved into her chest. 2 days left. Tick-tock. The pack is in full panic now. Riots break out. Wolves demanding Thorne hand over the pups. It's not worth it. 7 rogues aren't worth our lives. Give them to Corvus. Thorne addresses them from the palace steps. I understand your fear, your anger, your desire for safety. His voice carries across the courtyard. But safety bought with the blood of children isn't safety. It's cowardice, and I won't lead a pack of cowards. Then step down, someone shouts. If you want me to step down, challenge me. Here, now. No one moves. That's what I thought. Thorne's eyes sweep the crowd. Corvus is counting on us to break, to sacrifice the innocent to save ourselves. That's what monsters do. They prey on fear. They make us choose between our values and our survival. He pauses. But we're not monsters. We're wolves. We're pack. And pack means we fight for each other, all of us. Even the 7 pups who were supposed to be disposable. The crowd shifts, uncertain. Tonight, Thorne continues, we end this. We take down Corvus. We rescue every child he's holding. And we show him what happens when you threaten our family. We'll die, someone cries. Maybe. Or maybe we'll win. Either way, we'll die knowing we fought for something bigger than ourselves. Silence. Then one warrior steps forward. Young. Barely 20. I'll fight with you, Alpha. Another joins him. Then another. One by one, 50 warriors pledge loyalty. Not enough to guarantee victory, but enough to try. That evening, Thorne gathers his team. Dashiell, Marin, 5 elite warriors, and Cressida. We're going after Corvus, he says. Tonight, we rescue Cressida's daughter. We free every pup we can find. And we end this. How? Dashiell asks. Thorne looks at Cressida. Where is he? She swallows. The main facility, abandoned warehouse, edge of rogue territory. That's where he hosts the fights. Where he keeps the high-value prisoners. Ren? Probably. He likes to keep leverage close. How many guards? 20, maybe 30, plus Corvus himself. We're outnumbered. Yes? Good. I fight better when the odds are against me. Celeste steps forward. I'm coming. No. Those children know me. They'll trust me. You need me. You're pregnant. 6 weeks pregnant. I'm fine. And I'm not asking permission. I'm telling you. I'm coming. Thorne wants to argue, to forbid it. But he knows that look. She's already decided. Fine. But you stay behind me. Always. Deal. They prepare weapons, armor, strategy. The 7 pups watch from the doorway. Imogen approaches Thorne. What if you don't come back? We will. But what if you don't? What happens to us? He kneels, looks her in the eye. If I don't come back, Marin will take care of you, all of you. You'll stay here, in the palace, safe, protected, loved. Promise? Promise. She hugs him, fierce, desperate. Come back, Alpha. Please. I will. He hopes he's not lying. Midnight, they move out. 10 warriors, 1 Luna, 1 mission, rescue the children, kill Corvus, end the nightmare. The moon is full, blood red, an omen. Good or bad, they don't know. Thorne looks at his team, at Celeste beside him, at the future they're fighting for. We don't negotiate with terrorists, he says quietly. We go to war. Tonight, we take down Corvus. We bring Cressida's daughter home. We save every child we can. And if we die trying, Marin asks, then we die knowing we fought for something that mattered. They disappear into the forest, toward the warehouse, toward war, toward salvation or death. Behind them, 7 pups watch from the fortress window, praying, hoping, believing that maybe, just maybe, the monsters can be beaten and families can be saved, even broken ones. Especially broken ones. The kind that choose each other. The kind worth dying for. Chapter 6. The Rescue. That burns. They have 12 hours to save 23 children. 12 hours to end a nightmare. 12 hours before innocent blood spills in a fighting ring designed for death. The warehouse looms in the darkness. 3 stories. Rusted metal, broken windows. It looks abandoned. But Thorne can hear them. Heartbeats. Dozens of them. Some fast with fear, others slow with anticipation. The fighters and the spectators, the monsters and their prey. "23 pups inside," Cressida whispers. She's shaking. Has been since they left the palace. Scheduled to fight tonight. The wealthy alphas arrive at midnight. The fights start at 1. Thorne checks his watch. 11:47 p.m., 13 minutes. "Where's Wren?" Cressida asks desperately. "We'll find her," Merrin promises. "We'll find all of them." The team spreads out. Dashiell takes 3 warriors to the east entrance. Merrin and 2 warriors circle west. Thorne, Celeste, and Cressida approach from the south. The main entrance, where Corvus will be. "Remember the plan," Thorne says quietly. "Silent entry, locate the pups, get them out. Then we deal with Corvus." "And if we're discovered?" Dashiell asks through the comm. "Fight, hard, fast, no mercy." They move. The warehouse is worse than Thorne imagined. The air reeks of blood, sweat, fear. The walls are stained dark. Scratches everywhere, claw marks from pups trying to escape. They enter through a side door, unlocked, careless, or a trap. The corridor is narrow, dark. Thorne's wolf senses take over. He can smell them now. The pups, unwashed, starving, terrified. And beneath that, expensive cologne, cigars, alcohol. The spectators are already here. Celeste grips his arm, points. Through a grated window, they see it. The fighting pit, circular, 20 feet across. Sand floor, easier to clean blood. Cages line the perimeter, small, cramped. And inside them, children. Thorne counts quickly. 23, ages 3 to 10. All in wolf form, all trembling. Some have fresh wounds, others old scars. All have dead eyes. "By the gods," Cressida breathes. Around the pit, wolves in expensive suits sit in tiered seating, drinking, laughing, placing bets. Thorne recognizes faces. Alpha Garrett of the Southern Pack. Serves on the High Council. Alpha Isadora of the Mountain Territories, mother of 3. Elder Ronan from the Eastern Territories. At least 15 others. All powerful, all respected, all monsters. "If we expose this," Cressida whispers, "they'll retaliate, come after you, after the pack." "Then let them," Celeste says. Her voice is ice. These children deserve justice. At the center of it all stands Corvus. He's massive, 6.5 feet, broad shoulders, silver hair, scars covering his face. But it's his eyes that terrify, empty, soulless, like looking into a void. He's addressing the crowd. "Welcome, honored guests. Tonight's entertainment features our finest fighters, 7 matches. To the death," he smiles. "We begin with our youngest combatants, ages 3 and 4, the crowd favorite." Cheers erupt. Thorne's vision goes red. They're betting on toddlers killing each other. "Now," he growls into the comm. "We move now." Chaos erupts. Dashiell's team bursts through the east entrance. Merrin through the west. Thorne straight down the center. The spectators scatter, screaming, running. Corvus's guards, 30 of them, shift immediately. Attack. Battle explodes. Thorne tears through 3 guards before they register he's there. His wolf form is massive. Black fur, gold eyes, alpha power radiating. Dashiell fights with brutal efficiency, snapping necks, breaking bones. Merrin moves like water, fast, lethal. No wasted movement. But there are too many guards, and the pups are trapped in locked cages. "Celeste!" Thorne roars. "Get the pups!" She's already moving, Cressida beside her. They reach the first cage, locked with a heavy chain. Celeste shifts, tears the lock apart with her jaws. The pup inside, a tiny gray wolf, maybe 3, cowers. "It's okay," Celeste shifts back, her voice gentle. "We're here to help, to take you home." The pup doesn't believe her until Cressida opens the second cage and a familiar face appears. Wren. She's in human form, 15 years old, skeletal, bruised, one eye swollen shut, but alive. "Mom," her voice cracks. Cressida sobs, pulls her daughter close. I'm here. I've got you." The other pups see this reunion, see a mother and daughter, see hope. They start shifting, reaching through cage bars. "Help us, please! Get us out! Don't leave us!" Celeste and Cressida work frantically, breaking locks, freeing pups. But there are 23 cages, and the battle is getting worse. Thorne faces off against 5 guards at once. He's bleeding, wounded, but unstoppable. One guard lunges. Thorne catches him midair, slams him into the ground. Bones crack. Another attacks from behind. Marin intercepts, rips out his throat. "There's too many," she shouts. "Then we fight harder." A voice cuts through the chaos. "Enough." Corvus. He hasn't moved from his position, hasn't shifted, just watching. When he speaks, every wolf freezes. Alpha command. Powerful. Undeniable. Even Thorne feels it, the compulsion to submit, to obey. He fights it, barely. "Alpha King Thorne," Corvus says. His voice is smooth, cultured. "You've made a terrible mistake. The only mistake was not killing you sooner. Kill me, and these children die. All of them. I have signals in place. If I don't check in every 6 hours, my associates will execute every pup in my other facilities." Thorne's blood runs cold. "Other facilities?" Corvus smiles. "Did you think this was my only operation? I have 3 more, housing over 180 pups total. If I die, they die. If I'm captured, they die. The only way they live is if I remain free." "You're lying." "Am I?" Corvus pulls out his phone, shows a video. "This was taken 1 hour ago." The video shows cages, dozens of them, filled with small wolves, all wearing explosive collars. "One button press," Corvus says, "and they all detonate. Can you live with that, Alpha King? Can you sacrifice 180 children to save 23? Thorne's hands shake. It's a bluff. It has to be. But what if it's not? Celeste appears at his side. She's freed all 23 pups. They're huddled together, terrified but alive. She looks at Corvus with pure hatred. "You're a coward, using children as shields. I'm a businessman, using leverage. You're a monster. Monster, businessman, survivor. Call me what you want. But you won't kill me, because you can't risk those other children." He looks at Thorne. "So here's what happens. You leave. Take these 23. Consider it a goodwill gesture, and we never speak of this again." "Never speak of..." Celeste's voice rises. "You traffic children. Force them to fight to the death. And you want us to just walk away?" "Yes, because the alternative is 180 dead pups. Their blood on your hands." Thorne looks at the 23 children behind Celeste, then at Corvus, at the choice before him. Save these 23 and let 180 die, or risk everything to take down Corvus right now. "Why Celeste?" he asks suddenly. Corvus's smile widens. "What? You targeted my mate specifically. Took her, threatened me. Why?" "Because she's special. Didn't you know?" Corvus looks at Celeste. "Royal Luna blood. One of the rarest bloodlines in existence. The pups you saved? I was going to use them to drain your power. Sell it to the highest bidder. Your blood alone could fund my operations for a decade." Celeste goes white. "What? You didn't know? How delightful." Corvus laughs. "Your grandmother was Queen Luna of the Northern Territories. Her power was legendary, and you inherited it, dormant, waiting. I was going to awaken it, harvest it. Those 7 pups you protected so fiercely? They were the key. Their suffering, their blood, mixed with yours. It would have been glorious." "You're insane," Thorne growls. "I'm ambitious. There's a difference." Thorne takes a step forward. Corvus raises his phone, finger over the detonator button. "One more step and I press it. 180 dead. Your choice, Alpha King." Thorne stops. Every instinct screams to attack, to tear Corvus apart, but he can't risk it. Can't risk those other children. Corvus sees his hesitation. Smiles. "That's what I thought. Now..." A blur of movement. Ren. She's grabbed a broken pipe from the floor, swings it with all her strength. connects with Corvus's hand. The phone goes flying. Corvus roars, shifts. His wolf form is enormous, silver and black. He lunges at Ren. Celeste intercepts, throws herself between them. Corvus's jaws close around her shoulder. Blood sprays. Thorne's world explodes. He shifts mid-leap, crashes into Corvus. They go down in a tangle of fur and fangs. The battle is brutal, primal. Two alphas fighting to the death. Corvus is older, more experienced, fights dirty, but Thorne is desperate, protecting his mate, his family. He fights like a demon. They crash through cages, shatter stone. The warehouse trembles. The 23 pups scatter. Marin and Dashel shield them. Celeste clutches her wounded shoulder, Ren beside her. "Are you okay?" Ren asks. "I'm fine. Stay back." The battle intensifies. Thorne gets his jaws around Corvus's throat. One bite, that's all it would take. But Corvus speaks, even with teeth at his jugular. 3 facilities, codes required every 6 hours. Only I know them. Kill me. Kill them all. Thorne hesitates. Corvus smiles, blood in his teeth. "That's what I thought." But he's wrong, because Thorne isn't hesitating because he's weak. He's hesitating because he's calculating. "You'll give us the locations," Thorne says. His jaws still locked. "The codes. Everything. And if I refuse, then I don't kill you. I make you wish I had." He bites down. Not fatal, but agonizing. Corvus screams. "The locations," Thorne demands. "Never." Another bite, deeper. "Tell me," Corvus breaks. Okay, I'll tell you. Just stop." Thorne releases him, shifts back to human. Corvus lies there, broken, bleeding, defeated. 3 facilities, he gasps. Northern forest, eastern mountains, southern swamps. Codes change daily. I have them written down. In my office, 2nd floor. "Marin, get them." She runs. Thorne looks at Corvus, at this monster who's terrorized so many. "You're going to spend the rest of your life in a cell, watching as we dismantle everything you built. Free every child you've imprisoned. Expose every alpha who supported you." "They'll come for you," Corvus says. "The moment you expose them, they'll destroy you. Let them try." Marin returns with the codes. A ledger, documents, proof, all of it. "We have everything," she says. "Locations, names, financial records, enough to bring down everyone involved." Celeste approaches, still bleeding, but standing. She looks at the 23 pups, all watching with hopeful eyes. "You're safe now," she tells them. "All of you. We're taking you home." A small voice speaks. "What's home?" It's one of the 3-year-olds, the one Celeste freed first. "Home is where people love you," Celeste says gently. "Where you're safe, where you're wanted." "Do we have that?" "Yes, you do now." The pup and several others start crying. Not from fear, from relief. They secure Corvus, chain him, load him into a transport. The 23 pups are wrapped in blankets, given water, food, some vomit. Their stomachs can't handle real food yet. Others cling to Celeste, to Ren, to anyone offering kindness. Ren stays close to her mother. 5 years of separation, but the bond is still there. "I'm sorry," Cressida keeps saying. "I'm so sorry I couldn't save you sooner." "You came," Ren says simply. "That's what matters." The wealthy alphas have all fled, but Thorne has their names, every single one. And he's coming for them next. As they load the pups into vehicles, Corvus speaks one final time. "You think you've won, but you've only started a war. Those alphas, they'll come for you, for your pack, for your mate, for those precious pups you're trying to save." He smiles through broken teeth. "You've made enemies of half the kingdom. Was it worth it?" Thorne looks at the 23 children, at Celeste, wounded but standing, at his team, bloody but alive. "Yes," he says simply. "They were worth it. All of them." He turns away, but Celeste stops him. "We're not done," she says. "What?" She looks at Corvus, at the monster who took everything. 3 more facilities, 180 more children. We're not stopping until every single one is free. That could take weeks, months. Then we take weeks, months, years if we have to. Her eyes are fierce, determined. We'll find every single child, no matter how long it takes. Thorne looks at his mate, at the Luna who refused to give up, who starved herself to save 7 strangers, who threw herself in front of a killer to protect one girl. Together? He asks. She takes his hand. Always together. They drive back to the palace. With 23 saved pups, and a promise to find 180 more. The war isn't over. It's just beginning. But for tonight, 23 children sleep safe, and that's enough. For now. Chapter 7. The Luna Who Saved Them. All the dungeon beneath the palace had never held anyone of consequence before tonight. Corvus slumped against the stone wall, blood crusting his split lip, his expensive clothes torn and filthy. Above him, Thorne loomed like a creature from nightmares, eyes black, claws extended, every muscle coiled with barely restrained violence. The locations, Thorne growled. Now. You'll kill me anyway. Thorne's hand shot forward, claws stopping a hair's breadth from Corvus's throat. I'm giving you a choice. Talk, and you live in this cell. Stay silent, and I'll make you beg for death. Corvus broke. They always did. 3 locations spilled from his lips like poison. A warehouse near the eastern border, an abandoned manor in the western territories, and a facility disguised as an orphanage in the merchant district. If you're lying, Thorne whispered, I'll come back, and Celeste won't be here to stop me. He left Corvus whimpering in the dark. The raids happened swiftly, brutally, over 7 days that would echo through the kingdom's history. 187 pups, some as young as 4, all of them bearing scars, both visible and hidden. Celeste was there for every single rescue. She wrapped blankets around trembling shoulders, whispered promises into terrified ears, held children who had forgotten what gentle hands felt like. On the 4th day, in the western manor, they found pups locked in cages barely large enough to turn around in. Marin vomited in the courtyard afterward. Even Dashiell, hardened by decades of war, had tears streaming down his face. By the 7th day, when they stormed the fake orphanage and the proprietress tried to run, Thorne let his warriors handle her. He was too busy carrying out a little girl who hadn't spoken in 3 years. Celeste met his eyes across the chaos. We'll find them all, her expression promised. Every single one, and they did. The story broke like a thunderclap across the kingdom. Newspapers printed names, wealthy alphas, council members, even a distant cousin of the former king, all exposed as investors in Corvus's operation. Some had merely provided funding. Others had attended the auctions, picking out pups like livestock. The palace was besieged by reporters, outraged citizens, and furious pack leaders whose allies had been implicated. In the council chamber, Alpha Ronan slammed his fist on the table. You've made enemies of half the kingdom for a bunch of rogues, Thorne. Do you understand what you've done? I've done what should have been done years ago, Thorne replied, voice deadly calm. These are children, not weapons, not commodities, children. Children with no pack, no bloodlines, no advocates, Celeste interrupted, stepping forward. That's what you mean, isn't it? No one powerful enough to make you care. Ronan's face purpled. You overstep, Luna. And you underdeliver, Alpha. Her voice could have frozen blood. The council knew. Maybe not the details, but you knew rogues were disappearing. You knew pups were vanishing from the borderlands. And you did nothing. Because it was easier to look away. The room fell silent. Some of those children, she continued, came from packs. They had families who reported them missing, families you ignored. So don't stand there and lecture us about creating enemies. You created them yourselves the moment you decided some lives matter less than your political convenience. Alpha Ronan stood abruptly. This council is divided. Many of us will not stand with you when the reckoning comes. Then stand aside, Thorne said softly, and watch what real leadership looks like. Ronan stormed out. 3 other alphas followed. The remaining council members exchanged uncertain glances. Finally, elderly Alpha Petra spoke. What's done is done. The The question now is what comes next. Next, Celeste said, we make sure this never happens again. The palace transformed. The 7 pups who'd started everything, Asher, Sloane, Imogen, Kale, Nyx, Rylan, and Finn, were officially adopted. Their ceremony was small, intimate, witnessed only by those who mattered. When Thorne placed the family crest around each of their necks, Sloane burst into tears. We're really staying. Forever, Thorne promised. You're packed now. Your family. The other rescued pups were carefully placed. Some went to families who'd lost children and had room in their hearts for more. Others stayed in the sanctuary Celeste designed herself. A sprawling estate with gardens, training grounds, and most importantly, safety. Ren reunited with Cressida in a meeting that left both women crying. The former council member had stepped down in disgrace, but Celeste had argued for mercy. Some mistakes, she believed, could be redeemed. I didn't know, Cressida whispered, holding her daughter. I swear I didn't know it was you. But you knew it was someone's daughter, Ren said quietly, and you paid for her anyway. It wasn't forgiveness, not yet, but it was a beginning. 6 months passed like a dream. The pack settled into its new reality, one built on purpose rather than fear. Warriors who'd once followed Thorne out of terror now followed him out of respect. The rescued pups grew stronger, braver, louder, and Celeste grew round with new life. She kept the pregnancy quiet at first, wanting to savor it privately with Thorne. But eventually, her swelling belly became impossible to hide, and the palace erupted in celebration. The 7 pups were ecstatic. Imogen immediately started planning nursery decorations. Asher read every book on infant care he could find. Even quiet Finn began speaking more, practicing lullabies under his breath. Sloane, the tiny girl who'd first bitten Thorne, had become fierce under Marin's training, but she still sought out quiet moments with her new parents. One evening, she found Thorne in the armory, sharpening blades by lamplight. Alpha? Her voice was small again, like it had been that first night. He turned. What is it? She fidgeted with the hem of her training tunic. I wanted to say thank you. You don't have to thank me, Sloane. Yes, I do. She looked up at him with eyes that had seen too much. I used to hate alphas. They hurt us. They treated us like we were nothing. But you're different. You kept your promise. You saved us. Thorne knelt so they were eye level. You saved yourselves. You survived when they tried to break you. That takes more courage than anything I've ever done. She hugged him suddenly, fiercely. He held her carefully, this small warrior who'd taught him what real strength meant. When she pulled back, she was grinning. Are you scared? About the baby? Terrified, he admitted. Good. That means you'll be a great dad. She squeezed his hand. You already are. That night, Thorne found Celeste in the nursery they'd built for the 7 pups. She was curled in the reading chair, a book of fairy tales open in her lap, one hand resting on her swollen belly. Around her, their children sprawled in various states of attention. Asher listened intently, already marking passages he wanted to share with his future sibling. Imogen drew pictures in the margins when she thought no one was looking. Kale and Nyx had fallen asleep leaning against each other. Rylan was trying to teach Finn the words, even though Finn still barely spoke. And Sloane sat at Celeste's feet, chin resting on her knees, eyes bright with contentment. Thorne leaned against the doorway, watching, memorizing this moment, this peace they'd fought so hard to build. Celeste noticed him and smiled. Do you regret it? She asked softly. The enemies we made? The wars we started? He crossed to her, bent to kiss her forehead, then her lips. I regret nothing. You taught me what real strength is. It's not ruling through fear. It's protecting those who can't protect themselves. His hand joined hers on her stomach, where their child kicked against their palms. Asher looked up from his book. Are we really staying forever? Forever, Thorne confirmed. You're packed now, your family. Imogen grinned, her drawing forgotten. Does that make us royalty? Celeste laughed, the sound warming the room like summer sun. It makes you loved. That's better than any title. The piece shattered exactly 12 minutes later. Heavy boots thundered down the corridor. The door burst open, and a messenger stumbled in, breathless and pale, clutching a sealed letter bearing the official crest of the Alpha Council. The pups scrambled to their feet. Even sleepy Nix woke fully, sensing danger in the air. "Your Majesty," the messenger gasped. "Urgent news. The Council of Alphas has called an emergency summit." He thrust the letter forward with trembling hands. "They're demanding you stand trial for exposing their members and disrupting kingdom commerce. If you refuse," he swallowed hard, "they'll declare war on the entire Northern Kingdom." The temperature in the room dropped. Thorne took the letter, scanning its contents. His jaw tightened with each line. When he finished, he handed it to Celeste without a word. She read in silence, her expression growing colder. "They want us to surrender ourselves for trial, to publicly apologize, to pay restitution to the families we slandered." Her voice dripped venom. "And to return all rescued pups to their rightful owners for proper placement." "Over my dead body," Marin snarled from the doorway, where she and Dashiell had appeared at the commotion. "That can be arranged," Dashiell added grimly. "They've mobilized 3 southern packs already. Our scouts report movement along the border." Thorne looked at Celeste. At their 7 children, who'd gone from relaxed to battle-ready in seconds. At everything they'd built, everything they'd fought for, everything they'd become. At the life growing inside his mate, their future, their hope. "Let them come," he said quietly, but his voice carried the weight of mountains. "Let them all come. They'll learn what happens when you threaten my family." Celeste stood beside him, her hand finding his. Despite her pregnant belly, she looked every inch a warrior queen. "We've faced worse." "Together?" he asked. "Always together." The 7 pups moved as one, forming a protective line in front of Celeste. Sloane's eyes glowed amber. Asher's hands clenched into fists. Even Gentle Finn bared his teeth in a snarl. "We'll fight too," Imogen declared. "You'll do no such thing," Celeste said firmly, but her eyes shone with fierce pride. "Your children." "We're your children," Asher interrupted, "and we protect our pack." Through the window, they could see the training courtyard where other rescued pups practiced with the warriors. Their laughter had fallen silent. Now they stood in formation, watching the palace, waiting for orders. Waiting to defend the only home that had ever wanted them. Thorne looked at the messenger, who'd pressed himself against the wall, terrified. "Tell the council we accept their summit. We'll come to their precious trial." Dashiell's eyes widened. "Your Majesty, that's suicide." "Tell them," Thorne continued, his smile all teeth and threat, "that we look forward to explaining to the entire kingdom exactly what their honored council members were purchasing. Bring your best lawyers. You're going to need them." The messenger fled. In the silence that followed, Celeste leaned into Thorne's side. "You know this is just the beginning." "I know. The enemies we've made won't stop. There will be challenges, battles, betrayals. They'll come for everything we love." "I know," he repeated, turning to face her. "But I also know that whatever comes next, we'll face it the same way we've faced everything else." "Together," she finished. Around them, 7 children watched with eyes that had seen darkness and chosen light anyway. 7 children who'd been broken and had forged themselves into something stronger. 7 children who'd taught 2 broken souls how to become whole. Outside, storm clouds gathered on the horizon, dark and ominous. Inside, a family stood ready. Marin stepped forward. "What are your orders, Alpha?" Thorne's eyes swept over his mate. His children. His most loyal warriors. "Prepare for war. But first, we prepare for truth. Every document, every testimony, every piece of evidence we have on the trafficking operation, we make it public before that summit. Let the kingdom see exactly what their precious council was protecting." "They'll call it slander," Dashiell warned. "Let them try. We have 187 living witnesses." Celeste's hand tightened in his. "And if war comes anyway?" "Then we show them why you don't threaten a Luna who's already walked through hell." He cupped her face gently, his thumb brushing her cheek. Why you don't challenge an alpha who's finally found something worth dying for? She smiled, fierce and beautiful. Worth living for. That too. Sloane tugged on Thorne's sleeve. Are we going to be okay? He knelt, bringing himself eye level with all 7 pups. I can't promise we won't face danger. I can't promise this will be easy. But I can promise that I will burn this kingdom to ash before I let anyone take you from us. You are mine. You are ours. And we protect what's ours. To the last breath, Celeste added, her hand on her belly. To the last breath, the 7 children echoed. And in that moment, surrounded by family forged in fire and love born from chaos, Thorne understood something profound. They'd already won. Because no matter what came next, war, trial, or destruction, they had this. They had each other. And sometimes that was the only victory that mattered. On far to the south, in a fortress of black stone, the Council of Alphas gathered around a war table. Thorne has chosen defiance, Alpha Ronan announced, slamming the messenger's report onto the table. Then we destroy him, another Alpha growled. Him, his mongrel mate, and every rogue pup they've collected. But in the shadows of that room, one council member remained silent, studying a document that the others hadn't seen. A document that had arrived that very morning from an anonymous source. Bloodline records, genetic markers, a family tree that stretched back centuries. And, at its center, highlighted in red ink, Celeste's name, connected by blood to the most powerful Luna bloodline in history, a line thought extinct for 3 generations. The silent council member smiled slowly, tucking the document away. This changed everything. Thorne thought he was protecting his family. He had no idea he was harboring the key to reshaping the entire kingdom. And some keys were worth killing for. Meanwhile, in the palace nursery, as the family prepared for the battles ahead, Celeste's hand moved protectively to her belly. The baby kicked, strong, insistent, powerful. And somewhere in the back of her mind, Celeste felt something else. A whisper of premonition, a shadow of knowing that this child growing inside her was more than just their future. This child was destiny. She said nothing. Not yet. But as she looked at Thorne, at their 7 fierce children, at the storm gathering beyond the windows, Celeste made a silent vow. Whatever came next, whatever secrets lay buried in her bloodline, whatever powers stirred in her unborn child, she would face it. They would face it together, because that's what family did. And their family was just getting started.